Hello, and welcome back to the Farmstead Forum podcast. I'm your host, Emily Faulkner, and today we're talking all about our upcoming Homestead Conference, the Farmstead Forum in Carrollton, Georgia, with a new venue, hands-on workshops, local vendors, and our can't-miss night market. Stick around to hear how you can get your tickets and join us for this exciting celebration of homesteading and community life. Let's get started. Hey, y'all, and welcome back to the Farmstead Forum podcast, your Southern hub for all things homesteading. Today, we are talking about one of our favorite times of the year, the Farmstead Forum Conference, happening right here in Carrollton, Georgia. We've got some big news this time. We're moving to a brand new venue, the Carroll County Ag Center. It's going to give us more room to learn, grow, connect. It is the best setup for a homesteading conference. I'll tell you about that in just a minute. First up, we're going to dive into our workshops, from our canning class to our herbal folk medicine foraging walk and indoor seminar. I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about those and how you can get signed up. I get a lot of questions about what's happening when, how do I do this, how do I sign up for that? So I wanted to give you guys kind of a rundown of the schedule, what's happening which day. So starting off with the workshops. If you guys are interested in herbal medicine, anything foraging, folk medicine, mountain medicine, whatever you want to call it, Daryl Patton is your guy. He's known as the Southern Herbalist. He has his own website. He does classes at his school in Mentone, Alabama. He also has a school for naturopathic program in Michigan. He is amazing and he's just down to earth. He explains things very easy to understand while still knowing the technical, like the chemical ingredients, what actually makes that herb potent and effective and how it works. So his workshop will be on November the 6th, and the first session is a foraging, like walkabout. I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. It's on our website as well, farmsteadforum.com. And for the walkabout, he's going to go on the Buffalo Creek Trail, which is right behind the Ag Center. Is perfect for native plants. They have all sorts of herbs on the trail, and even, of course, weeds are medicinal. So Daryl's going to walk through the Buffalo Creek Trail with you guys starting at 10 a.m. There will be about an hour and a half walk. Then y'all will take a lunch break, which is not included in the workshop, but it is, there's a time allotment for that. And then after lunch, coming back at 1 o'clock, there will be an indoor seminar. And Daryl says that he's going to cover understanding plant toxicity in that workshop. So learning which plants to avoid and why. You can discover how toxic plants will historically prepared for safe use, crucial safety principles that every herbalist must know. A lot of people talk about poke root and how to use it, and some people say, oh, it's so poisonous and toxic, you can't use it because it'll make you sick. Well, Daryl will tell you how to use things like that safely if you're going to prepare your own herbal medicine at home. For his workshop, just bring a notepad, a pen, recording device, and Daryl says that gold bar donations are appreciated. Ha ha ha. He'll also have a table set up with his salves, tinctures, his own concoctions that you guys can purchase. And as well, I'm sure he'll bring some books with him. Okay. So, and as well, let me tell you, so right now the cost is $50 for his workshop. That includes both sessions. But our 25 off discount code works for the workshops too. So you're getting that at a steal. And so just type in 25 off at checkout and you guys can get that for less than 50. So, okay, that is our first workshop. Our second workshop is our canning workshop. Kayla Hales is a homesteader. She has her business handle is called A Humble Homestead. They just moved to Woodland, Alabama. She had an upgrade for her homestead there where she has more land and freedom to do as they plan to with their homestead. They're getting a dairy cow, as far as I understand. Kayla has been canning for years, and she is passionate about canning very carefully by current standards, safely. She'll teach you how to do water bath canning for strawberry jam. And her workshop, excuse me, starts at 1 o'clock. It will run till about 3:30, 4 o'clock. And it is also at the Ag Center. The cost is $59. All your supplies are included. Again, your discount code 25 off applies for that. And you'll leave with a jar of strawberry jam. There are currently a couple people registered. We have some more spots left, but this is going to be a more intimate, small setting workshop. So it's actually really good to meet people. If you have similar passions and interests, you can meet people in workshops and connect and kind of network with like minded individuals. So, what she has said that y'all will cover, it will be perfect for beginners as far as if you've never done any water bath canning. It's a great introductory course. She'll teach you how to safely preserve the strawberry jam using trusted canning techniques. She'll also have a printed step by step guide. So, some people, when you go and you learn something, you're like, oh my gosh, what did she say? I can't remember. She'll have a written out printed guide for you, which will make it easy so that when you leave this workshop, you'll have the confidence that you can safely at home and not be fearful. So, well, the fear might be a personal struggle, but for the most part, you will be well prepared to do this at home. That is our goal for both of these workshops. We want to prepare and equip you to do these skills, take them home to your homestead, and be able to replicate it easily. So, okay, so we talked about our workshops. Let's move on. And I do want to touch on we had a poultry processing workshop. We didn't see the amount of people we wanted to host that on Thursday. So we do have one person who signed up, and she will be helping Allie and Chance, who are teaching that demo. We're moving it to a live demo during the main event, the main conference on November the 7th at 4 o'clock. Um, and if you guys are interested in participating, you can send me an email to info@farmsteadforum.com. But right now we have one participant and we have Allie and Chance. We'll probably have a few volunteers hop in there as well, just because we have about 15 chickens to process. And that is a side note, you guys. We got 4 turkeys from Cluster Flock Farm in Bowden, and they were already 6 months old. I thought they were around 3 to 6 months. So we were going to feed them a couple months more and, process them at that time for the holidays camp. So they might be processed during the poultry processing demo as well. I have to talk to Allie about that. So we talked about our workshops. Now, I wanted to shine a spotlight on some of our amazing vendors. Our vendors are local small businesses, homesteaders, farmers, people that are interested in connecting with the homesteading community, networking with you guys. And we want to support small business every chance we can. It makes the world of difference in these people's lives. And they're bringing you everything from handmade goods to heirloom seeds, farm fresh treats. We are going to talk a little bit about the vendor list, which is also on our website. Starting off with one of our sponsors, we have Risaka Sun Feeds. They're not selling any feed at the forum. However, our vendors are only set up on the main event days, so November 7th and 8th. And our conference starts early in the morning at 9 o'clock. But before that, check ins as early as 8 a.m. You guys can get there and shop the market, get some breakfast, hopefully grab some coffee, and chat with some of these vendors at the market. So our first vendor I was going to talk about is Osaka Sun Feeds. Are one of our sponsors. They're going to talk to you guys about their non-GMO feed options that they have, and they do support pastured livestock. In fact, Alyssa Atwater is the representative from their company. She'll be one of our speakers talking to you about brooding chickens for success. And she's going to be a wonderful speaker. She's a livestock nutritionist for Risaka Sun Feed. So she'll be a wealth of information to teach you how to raise your meat birds or laying hens successfully with healthy practices. So that is one of our vendors. Another vendor is Rockmart Farm out of Silver Creek, Georgia. They'll be selling goat's milk soap, simmer pots, mason jars, chicken dust bath herbs, jams, lotions, bath salt scrubs, chicken dewormer herbs. They might even sell some eggs, if I recall correctly. Our next vendor is Lucial Farm out of Rockmart, Georgia, and they'll be selling wool and wool products, tallow-based skincare and beauty products, and natural soap. And another vendor we'll have is Purple Door Studio. They make crochet items, kitchen, as washcloths, items, stuffies, baskets. She made the cutest raffle basket for us. You guys just have to check it out when you get to the main event. She'll have this cute little basket. She made the basket. She made everything in there. She makes market bags, seasonal items. She also does macrame, plant holders, herb dryers. Actually, I've got one of her herb dryers. It's sitting in my pantry right now. I've never seen one before, but it's super helpful if you have herbs in the garden. Keychains, lanyards, and ornaments, all sorts of good stuff. They're out of Bowden, Georgia. We try to keep local vendors. Also, one of my personal favorites, a Waymaker Farmery. She does tallow and sheep's milk products. She does hair care, deodorant. I use her deodorant personally, lotions, creams, scrubs, all sorts of good stuff. Check out her booth when you're there at the Farmstead Forum. We also have out of Dawsonville, Georgia, a new vendor called Back Porch Creations. And Harvey is the gentleman with that vendor. He'll be bringing bird feeders, recycled wine bottles, charcuterie boards, possibly some small furniture options, handmade items. He makes beautiful charcuterie boards and all sorts of wonderful craftsman items. We'll also have Mulberry Lumber Services. They'll be doing a sawmill demo out in the barn at different times of the day. They have a portable sawmill business. So say if you clear your land, you are interested in possibly having someone come to your property to cut up those trees for lumber for some project, a homestead project, but you don't have the sawmill and you know it's expensive to rent one, so you were just going to have someone else do it. They also have Anderson Crafts and Woodworking, and they're located in Villa Rica. They do candles, which are soy wax and wood wick candles, different wood crafts. I bought some of his wooden baskets for my vendor table. So if you're a vendor interested in checking out those, they're great for displays, or like in my nursery, I have them too. Right now I'm using them. They're dual purpose. Okay, and moving on to some of our speaker vendors. Chris is from Musselwhite. He has Holly Bottom Farms out of Macon, Georgia. He is a speaker on like a beginner homesteading setup type thing, as well as a vendor talking about his nonprofit. He also has a children's book that's coming out, and if you guys want to check that out, he'll have, I believe, some of those at his table. And so go give Chris a shout out. He's a regenerative farmer. He's also opening up a farm stand in Macon very soon. All right. Our next vendor is Beth Holland and Rachel Smith. They are their businesses are called Bread for Life and Reclaiming Health 365. They are both speakers as well for our event. Beth will be speaking on the nutritional benefits of freshly milled grains. Rachel, and as well as food dehydration. She'll be talking about both of those things. She has some DVDs with tutorials on how to make bread at home, recipes, and different resources you can use if you're interested in getting into that. I highly recommend freshly milled flour for your family. There's a lot to be taught on that. And so Beth is going to try her best to consolidate it into an introductory session for y'all if you're unfamiliar with freshly milled flour and bread products. And so she's going to talk about that. Personally, my family has just gotten into freshly milled flour products, and I can tell a lot of health benefits and improvements in our health from that. There's a lot of nutritional deficiencies that are related to our diet and lack of different things in our diet. So she'll talk about a lot about that in her session. So don't forget to listen in on that. Rachel is going to offer consultation services at her booth as well. They're sharing their booth because I didn't mention this, Rachel is Miss Beth's daughter, or Beth is Rachel's mom. You get the picture. Anyway, So, Rachel is going to be talking about vaccines and the ingredients in children's vaccines. She's also going to touch on if you choose not to vaccinate, what 10 things do you need in your home pharmacy? What things does she use for her own household? And how can you keep your kids healthy if you're concerned with not vaccinating? So, they are located, both of them, near central Georgia. So that's two more of our speaker vendors. Another vendor I'm excited to meet is our speaker, Jenny McCarty, as well as her husband, Mike. And Jenny will be there from Five Oaks Farm, which is in North Alabama. They will be bringing beeswax wraps, itch sticks, seasoning, and sourdough supplies. Jenny will be talking about sourdough soap in seven figures. She'll talk you through how her family turned their farm business into a seven-figure income, how she employs other women in her community and empowers them to be stay-at-home moms through helping her business, and how she scaled that for her family without losing the rhythms that were important to her to maintain her way of life while running a farm business. She'll kind of walk you through how to find that vision for your family if you're interested in making a farm business, and how to not lose sight of your family values during that process. Her husband, Mike, is also speaking on holistic beekeeping. So I'm excited to hear what he has to say about that as well. Let's see. Okay. Another speaker vendor is Jason Allen from Cattywampus Acres. He is out of Auburn, Georgia, and he'll have goat's milk soap products and more. He's also running for mayor in his local town. I hope that he wins. I think their voting just started for that. And so Jason is a dynamic speaker. He has a good YouTube channel that you guys should follow, Instagram and Facebook. Check him out. I like watching his little commercials for their goat's milk soap. They're pretty hilarious. They have me rolling a lot of the times. And Kayla, who I mentioned was doing our canning workshop, she is also going to be a vendor. So look out for her. Humble Homestead is the name of her business. And like I said, she's from Woodland. They'll be having tallow products and dish bar tallow dish bars. So, like, instead of buying Dawn dish soap or something like that, you would get one of her tallow bars for your washing your dishes. I just bought one the other day. We went out to Ranburne, Alabama for a family day, and she was a vendor at Benny's house, which I would highly recommend if y'all are ever in East Alabama, West Georgia area. During the fall, they have all sorts of stuff out there. Kids, I think they tore apart the corn pit, but they were having so much fun. And they also had a jumping pad. They had a chicken race. We have reached a new level of redneck, y'all. My boys were chasing these chickens around with the little bells. They were so funny. And Reagan actually won one of their chicken races and was able to get a free glass of lemonade. So that was a side note. But anyways, at Benny's house in Brandburn, we bumped into Kayla, and I've got one of her tallow dish bars. It is wonderful. It sets up really well. It has lye in it, so it's like a regular soap that you would buy, but it's for dishes and it works great. I've also just started using her whipped tallow on my face at night, and I can say that it's very hydrating. I wasn't sure what to expect. I'm transitioning from previously using a different vendor's face cream to this tallow. And I can definitely say that it feels very nourishing and to your skin. So go check out Kayla's whipped tallow at the event. Okay, our next speaker vendor is Pastor Denny Dillman and Dr. Jennifer Dillman. Jennifer is a naturopathic doctor, and Denny calls himself the homesteading pastor. They seem like such a sweet couple. I can't wait to meet them in person. And they are going to bring various products. I'm not sure all what they're going to bring, but I know Dr. Jen, she makes a lot of different herbal tinctures and products. I'm sure she'll bring something along that line. And Pastor Denny is going to also be on our schedule. I'll talk about that in a little bit. And their topics are Doc, Pastor Denny's going to talk about finding your 12 people that you would keep in your circle of your homesteading community, creating those close bonds and friendships with people that you can buy from or depend on if something were to happen in your community, or if you just need raw milk, if you don't garden well and you need someone to start seeds for you, those kind of things. And Dr. Jen's going to talk about gastrointestinal health and how to support that holistically, naturally, as well as disaster ready health, which I'm interested to hear what she's going to talk about with that. So those are some of their topics. And our next vendor is Reedwood Creek Farm. This is a family that does herbal tinctures, salves, teas, tallow bombs, essential oils. They have an impressive line of tinctures, including dental support, elderberry tincture, ashwagandha, nettle tincture, turmeric, lots of different tinctures. Go check them out. Our next vendor is Back to the Basics 101 out of Cochran, Georgia. You guys, I am interested in this vendor because she makes her own organic spices, including ranch mix, taco seasoning, Italian seasoning, homemade baking mixes, a plant protein blend. Her husband is a wheat farmer in Georgia, and he grows soft red wheat. I have only used soft white, and hard red. I've never heard of soft red, so I'm going to buy some of that from her and try it. For those of you who don't know, you use soft berries usually in your cookies, pancakes, more of your pastry type, softer bread products. And then I believe she can also help you order different meals if you're interested. Nutrimills, if you want to start the whole grain lifestyle, she can help kind of guide you in that. And her name is Ginger. You guys go give Ginger a hello and introduce yourself. Back to the basics. All right. One of our food vendors, La Chacha Empanadas, joining us again. They were with us last year for our first conference. They will be cooking a variety of empanadas, including beef, non-GMO chicken, ham and cheese, cream spinach. And they have vegan options. I know that they use eggs from their backyard. They have some backyard farm chickens. Their menus on our website. Another vendor who's actually someone who's a paid speaker. He is here for your kids' entertainment. They know him as the Mountain Man, Mark Crawford. He's located in Bowden. He is a frontier reenactor, storyteller, musician. You might find him doing a live demo on tanning hides, cooking a squirrel over a makeshift fire, or making old-fashioned cedar shingles. I did not know it last year. He was literally cooking a squirrel over this little rocket stove. I couldn't. I was quite surprised, but I hope somebody found that entertaining if they knew what he was actually doing. um, so he could entertain any child from kindergarten to fifth grade, adults to one of my friends, Heidi Pillion. She's a nurse that I used to work with in Millerica. She said, you should have him as just like a regular speaker, put him on the stage because he was so educational. So if you're interested in that, he does do a great job. So go see him outside in the barn in between your breaks. He'll be there starting around lunchtime on Friday through the evening, and then he'll also be there all day on Saturday, 8th. Okay, another vendor we have, Cluster Flock Farm. I know Kathy very well through the Master Gardener program. Kathy runs Cluster Flock with her husband. They're located in Bowden. She is selling seed kits, t-shirts, as well as coffee. And she does heritage breed conservation. So if you guys are interested in heritage turkeys, which is where I got my turkeys from, I believe she also has pigs and various chickens. And incidentally, she was very close to Western North Carolina around Hurricane Helene. And I think she had just picked up some chickens from there around that time. You should ask her about that when you stop by and see her. But she has an interesting story about that. But great woman, good friend of mine. And go check out what she's doing at Cluster Flock Farm. Also, we have Chapman Financial Services. They are coming from Sandersville, Georgia, to talk to you about how to financially support your farm without using the bank, how to become your own banker. So they have resources on that. It's called the Infinite Banking Concept. So go check out that booth. Scott's your man for Chapman Financial Services. Sarah Hawkins. She's our next vendor. She runs Flossie May Forage. She lives in Athens, Georgia. She also just became employed by Andrews Acres, who is a local Georgia-grown mushroom farm, and she'll be bringing their products to sell for you guys on Saturday, possibly Friday evening for the night market, we will see about that. But she's also teaching you guys about how to, in one of our sessions, she'll talk about how to cultivate mushrooms on the homestead. Our next vendor, we're getting almost about three-fourths of the way through. Superior Structures, they will be talking to you. This is Kayla's husband, Uriah, that owns this Superior Structures company in Carrollton. They'll talk to you about custom built carports. They can do barnuminium style covers, RV covers, garages, metal buildings. They will have a mini shed there for you guys to check out as well. So you can see it's 100% American made. We love that. And moving on to our next vendor, Revive Health Infusions. This is run by Dr. Ophelia Gehrman. She's a prior coworker of mine. I absolutely love Dr. Gehrman. She'll be giving some type of shots for you guys. She'll be educating you on what services they offer. I know that they do IV vitamin infusions, glutathione, NAC. She also has an ozone machine there. If you're interested in learning more about that, go swing by and talk to her. She is a wealth of information and a kindred spirit. She will be there on Friday only, so make sure that you go see her at the conference that day. All right, one of our other food vendors is Finest Shine Barbecue. They are specifically for our event looking for our non-GMO barbecue pork, chicken, and beef. So they will be bringing non-GMO local farm meat to our conference, and I'm so thankful they're willing to do that for you guys. They'll also be serving mac and cheese, potato salad, coleslaw, and drinks. Go check them out for lunch either day. You guys will not be disappointed. I've had I spoke last year at the Carroll EMC dinner, the agribusiness dinner, and they catered. And that's actually how they found out about the event last year. And so they did a great job. The food was delicious. So you guys go check them out for lunch or dinner if you're there Friday. All right. Our next vendor is Black Dirt Bakery out of Whitesburg. Nikki is the baker. She makes freshly milled breakfast items. Her sourdough is also, I think she'll have a few loaves of sourdough there if you guys are interested in purchasing that. She says the sourdough is about half and half fresh milled and half another type of flour that's not freshly milled, but she's still moving towards freshly milled 100%. She makes scones, Pop-Tarts, bagels. She's going to work on English muffins, hopefully for our event, regular muffins, and cinnamon rolls, as well as breakfast cookies. She'll be serving all day for both days of the event. So go check out her booth. We will have for kids entertainment, Munchkin Mini Farms Petting Zoo. If you guys go all the way to the back of the barn, you'll be able to find them there. They'll be in a semi-trailer with everything self-contained. They'll have lots of miniature and exotic animals and will entertain your little farmsteaders as early as 9 a.m. both event days. They are from Franklin, Georgia. All right. Also, Friday only, we will have Tropical Joe's. Tropical Joe's is owned by Anna and Seth Patterson. This couple goes to our church. They are a gem. They have shops in Bremen and Carrollton. They will be serving fresh fruit smoothies, protein, flu bombs, green juices, wheatgrass shots, all made to order. You guys go check them out on Friday the 7th at our conference. Okay. I did put us on the vendor list. We will be selling our t-shirts, some of my herbal tinctures, and we will have raffle tickets. You guys, we have some amazing raffle items this year. I hope you guys understand how hard I worked trying to get you guys some awesome raffle tickets, raffle items. So come by and get a raffle ticket if you're there for the main event days. We also have Ann Aceta Scott's book, Farm Girl's Guide to Preserving the Harvest, for sale. I've got plenty of those if you need a good Christmas gift for a homestead wife or anyone, a man that likes to can and preserve foods. Please come check us out for your canning book resource needs. So we do have all of that. We're going to be promoting our totes as well. We'll have some little, Farmstead Forum merch, t-shirts, hats, and all of that. We'll also be selling bottled water at our booth for $1 if you guys are in need. Okay, our next vendor is Land Zen. They are based in Carrollton. They have a store on the square in Carrollton, and they'll be bringing natural vitamins, supplements, herbs, electrolytes, meat sticks, soap, bags, and more. Lots of different items. But Land Zen is the name of them. And also another new vendor, Sanctuary Farms. They're located out of Ball Ground, Georgia. They will be selling organic herbs and tinctures. So go check them out. Miss Mary Graham is her booth name is MJG Crafts. She's from Carrollton. She does knitted items, hats, scarves, washcloths, blankets, crocheted dolls and animal scrubbies, pot holders, hanging wreaths. And she's also going to show you guys how to do hand quilting and a few live demos. And if you are so inclined, she'll be dressed up as Miss Claus. You can take your child there to get a picture with her and tell her to relay a message to Santa Claus if you do that sort of thing. Go check her out. She is so sweet, y'all. I was talking to her on the phone and she said, I'm 80 years old and I just got a duck and a chicken and I'm getting started. So, like, she was starting homesteading. I said, you go, Miss Mary. It was very sweet. Another vendor we have is Bougie Beef and Cattle. They're out of Franklin. This is a friend of mine and one of the volunteers for our event. Her name is Jessica. Her husband's name's Sam. The Harmon family. Also, her family is Harmon Turf Farms, which is another one of our sponsors. But they will be there for Bougie Beef and Cattle for promoting customer sign up for their cattle. They're starting next year, they're starting grass fed, grain finished, a Wagyu cross, I believe. I don't want to say it wrong, so go just double check with her. But they are going to be doing non-GMO grain finished next year. So go ahead and get your name on the list if you're interested in buying a half cow from her or a whole cow. I recently tested their from this year. I got some ribeye steaks from them. Hands down, the most tender, delicious beef I have had in a long time. My husband also raved about it. So you guys go check them out. She still has some beef left from this year. We'll also have the extension, the UGA extension or the Ag Center's information and resource table there. Paula Burke, the ag agent, and I believe one of her helpers will be running that table during the event. They'll have resources for educational programs, 4-H, assistance that's available for citizens. She'll have a couple books there as well. And I believe she'll be talking about soil, water, and forage testing. So she'll have lots of resources for you guys. We're grateful that they're able to come. We're very grateful that the Ag Center is letting us use the building. It is perfectly set up for our event. We had plenty of space, and on short notice, we were able to change their venue, and we are very grateful. All right, one of our last but not least vendors. This is Nicole Thomas and Denise Jones. They have custom jewelry by Nicole and Denise. They're from Rockmart, Georgia. Nicole takes vintage jewelry and repurposes them into a new piece of jewelry. So she'll take old beads, buttons, different things that she's found over the years, and then she'll make them into a new set of earrings or a necklace or something like that. They're so cute. You need to go check out the pictures on our website. So that is our vendor. I hope you guys can buy some Christmas gifts, come out, support them. Don't forget about our night market. This is one of the highlights of the whole weekend. It's where good food, music, community come together under the stars, so to speak. We have from 4 to 7 on Friday, open to the public. You don't have to have a ticket. We have multiple live demos during that time. You guys come and check out that night market. Invite your friends. If you can't make it to the conference and it's a little bit after work hours, you guys can come and check out the night market. I'm going to talk a little bit about our schedule because I kind of breezed through from the workshop straight to the vendors. But let me tell you, if you're coming to the main conference, what you'll be experiencing. So on Friday, 8 o'clock, our check-in will open. You can come get some coffee, breakfast, shop the vendor market. 8:30, I'll make some short announcements. If there's any changes, last minute changes or cancellations, I'll kind of fill you guys in on that. 8:45, tentatively, my mom will be singing the national anthem to get us kicked off for our conference this year. I'm excited. Her name is Holly Israel. So you guys, hope you enjoy her singing. I love to hear my mom sing. She used to sing in choir at church and she has a beautiful voice. I was honored that she said yes to come and sing for us. So we'll have sessions on and off Friday, starting at 9. We'll have a couple breaks. We'll have a lunch break at 11:30, break at 10 as well. I skipped that part. So from 10 to 10:30, there'll be a break. I try to schedule the demos, the live demos during our break so you wouldn't feel like you're missing out. We do have, let's say, 3 topics each time slot. So there will be 3 different topics you can pick from. I've color coded these from farming to health related, homemaking, or gardening. Tried to fit everything into a color coded section. So it'll make it easier for you to see, oh, well, I'm not really interested in the gardening part, but I am interested in livestock and farming. So it'll make it easier to pick which class to go to throughout the day. So our lunch break, I've already talked about that, 11:30. We'll pick back up at 1 with some more topics. Break at 2 for snack, coffee break, and then another break at 3:15 to 3:30 before the night market starts at 4. But one of the things I wanted to include this year is our speaker panels. We have 3 panels this year. We have the expert farmers panel, the expert medical panel, and then the homemakers panel. And these are set up where you just are, as an attendee, you're in the audience. If you have any question related to that topic for the panel, I will kind of be mediating between these speakers and the attendees, fielding the questions. But the panel is going to answer honestly, without reservation, and without censoring. I'm going to allow them the freedom to say what they, from their experience, from their educated and professional experience, would recommend to you based off your situation or your question. So please participate in those panels. Last year, that was my favorite part of the whole conference was our speaker panels, and I think people had a great time during that last session of the day. So Friday at 3:30 to 4:30 is our farmers panel. So if you're coming for the night market, you might catch the tail end of the farmers panel, but feel free to participate in that. We will have, like I mentioned before, a poultry processing demo at 4 o'clock, another sawmill demo at 5. The dairy goat from Windswept Dairy. I need to add them on our website too. I forgot to mention they are another vendor, a last minute vendor. Windswept Dairy out of Carrollton, Georgia. They'll be doing a live goat's milking demo, as well as selling some of their grade A goat's milk cheese. So go support them. And we will also be getting some goat's milk cheese for our VIP attendees to enjoy in the VIP lounge. So um, if you're a VIP ticket holder, you'll have that to look forward to. And Miss Mary's also going to do a hand quilting demo during the night market. And around 5:30 Friday evening, Pastor Denny will be doing a short message for you guys, a little bit of praise and worship, and it will be just a great evening. There's going to be a lot going on. So just refer to your program if you're like, what time is this? Just glance at it real quick. It's probably in there. And if you need help, come to the merch booth for the Farmstead Forum. We'll have people there, volunteers there to help you, kind of guide you if you have questions. Okay, and I didn't mention our demos during the day. We have a farrier coming. A farrier, for those of you who don't know, is someone who does hoof care for livestock. In the morning, she'll be doing a horse hoof demo. Evening, we'll have a sawmill demo in the morning and evening on Friday. Seed starting and plant propagation with Master Gardener Lisa Todd. I met Lisa through the Master Gardener program at Carroll County, and she is amazing. She's a great teacher. If you need just some basic gardening foundational knowledge, go see Lisa's demo. She is a great teacher. Okay, that is Friday. It is a jam-packed first day. Saturday, same thing. Check-in will begin at 8. I'm sure most of you will be a little tired, so don't feel bad if you get there a little bit later. But we will have, again, Black Dirt Bakery available for breakfast pastries. I'm hopeful that we'll have a new coffee vendor. As far as coffee, my coffee vendor canceled on us last minute, but I am talking to several coffee vendors, and I have a backup plan of Chick-fil-A coffee. If we can't find a coffee vendor, I'll set up a little help yourself station, and it will be free if I have to do that. So, because I know you guys, some of you really need coffee to wake up in the morning like I do. So, okay. Starting on at 9 on Saturday, the sessions will kick off again. And then we'll have another break at 10. Lunch will be a little shorter at 12:15, from 12:15 to 1:30 on Saturday. But I do have a little bit of music lined up for you guys. Stephen is the husband of one of our volunteers. I used to work with his wife in Macon as a nurse. And Stephen will be doing a little bit of music for you guys on Saturday just to wake you guys up so we can finish strong. And then we'll do a few more speaker sessions. A panel of homemakers panel is at 1:30 on Saturday. I'm going to put Jenny McCarty, Kayla Hales, Ricky Chandler, who I've not mentioned yet, and Melinda King all on that panel. Ricky is talking about homeschooling and how to create lifelong learners in your homestead. And Melinda is talking about doing a farmer's market, being a vendor. If you have a new business and you're interested in becoming a vendor, these are just basic tips you'll need to know if you're more in the business mind of homesteading. So these four women will be wonderful on this panel. I think they all have different backgrounds, great experience to give advice if you're considering quitting your job, or even if you have to work a farm business, or like in my case, I'm a nurse practitioner. You're still a homemaker when you have a job or a business. It's just, how do you juggle sometimes both, doing the business with your home life and the responsibilities of being a mother? So I think they'll all be able to offer great insight in that realm. And then the last topic of the day, which I am super excited about, will be our expert medical panel. And Dr. Bergeron will be joining us for a topic earlier in the day, but as well as on the panel tentatively. And Dr. Bergeron's a functional medicine, integrative medicine doctor. He has practices in Roswell and Stockbridge, Georgia. He is a wonderful resource in our area. He used to do classes for a local farmer. Her name is Melissa. And so he's just going to be an amazing speaker. I'm excited to hear what he has to say. Dr. Jen Dillman, she's the naturopathic doctor I was telling you all about. She'll also be on the panel. And then two nurse practitioners, Rachel Smith and myself, will also hop up there for the panel. You guys think about your holistic questions, your health concerns. Try not to make it a personal consult, make it more applicable to other people as well as yourself. I understand people have individual situations, and, you know, things are different for everybody, but we're not allowed to offer individualized medical advice on a panel, because a lot of times when you have a question, like, say, if you asked them, should I come off of metformin? I'm a diabetic. I don't like the side effects. And this is what's been happening. Well, it's hard to answer that because we don't know your last set of labs. And even if you did, it's a little bit difficult discussing all that in the context of a question at a seminar or a conference. So, you know, those type of questions, I would just try to frame it in a general question instead of individualized medical advice. If you want to come and find these speakers, and ask them personally in private a short question, I'm sure we wouldn't mind, understanding it's not in the context of individual medical advice. But, personally, I will tell you how I feel about something. I don't think there's any reason to sugarcoat things. I'm surely going to tell you the truth and what I think. Um, so you're not going to have any guessing about how I feel about something. But in general, for this panel, for the purposes of our conference, please just make your questions general so we're not touching on individual medical consults during that time. But there will be no censorship. We all have our own opinions on different medical topics that we're more than happy to share with you. I think I can speak for all four of us as far as the medical panel that we have your best interest in mind. We're not limited to speak on as far as insurance or, hospital policy and these things that get in the way of a truthful answer in the primary care or in the hospital setting. You're limited to what you can say, but we will tell you what we think. And from our experience, as well as our professional training, we'll tell you all of that. Where did I go? Finally, we'll wrap up with all things as far as details on how to get your tickets and how to join us for this unforgettable event. So, if you go on our website, farmsteadforum.com, it will show you a big buy tickets icon at the top menu, as well as under the drop down tabs under the event section. You can just click on events and then buy tickets there. So, either section, you can click on buy tickets, scroll down. We have a VIP ticket option, which allows you lots of perks. You get VIP parking, front row seating. There is a swag bag with merchandise from our sponsors. We also give you a free t-shirt and you'll get a little insert for your swag bag. Like I'll put a piece of paper in there so you can go redeem that for a t-shirt at our merch table. So don't forget to pick that up. We also have a VIP meet and greet with the speakers during the lunch hour. Our farm room, which is the conference room to the right when you walk in, that has a partition that will be reserved for VIP guests and our speakers. And you will have that lunch hour to ask questions of the speakers and kind of have one-on-one time. So that's a perk. We also have snacks in our VIP lounge that are donated to us from Tanner Grocery. We'll also be preparing some farm fresh fare from Tina. Our volunteer is going to be helping make some non-GMO sausage balls, as well as some other uh, farm fresh foods for you guys. So that's our VIP ticket option. It's $200 marked down. You can get that 25% off, so basically $150 with the 25 off discount code, and that's just 250FF if you're interested in getting the VIP ticket. Our general admission ticket is $100, and you can get that again 25% off. And that includes all of the live demos. That includes access to the conference with all the sessions, as well as the vendor market. It does not include food. Um, Kids under 12 are free. They do need a ticket still, so you can purchase the quote unquote, purchase the ticket. You add the ticket at checkout. Kids that are 12 to 17 are $20, I believe. So, and again, all the tickets are 25% off if you use that discount code. And if you are contemplating a workshop during the ticket purchasing process, you can also do the add-on ticket for the workshops. I do want to emphasize you do not have to have a main event ticket to purchase a workshop. However, we highly encourage it just so you can participate in all the events that we're having this wonderful conference. So if you guys have questions, feel free to shoot me an email, info@farmsteadforum.com. I've just ordered our event programs. We have so many great sponsors. I will tell you guys a few of them. We have, of course, the Ag Center, UGA Extension Office is sponsoring or partnering with us for this event by letting us use the venue. We have Eliminated Productions. They'll be helping us with the sound and technical assistance during the conference. We have Harmon Turf Farms. They're one of our higher level sponsors. They're a wonderful family located in Franklin. If you guys need sod for your new homestead, Carroll EMC, Tractor Supply, Nutramil, as well as SLM Recycling, Rasaka Sun Feeds, and Farmstand Revival, who's our marketing team. So we have lots of help, volunteers. This event is a labor of love, you guys, and I cannot wait to share it with you. We are 16 days away from workshop day. If you haven't got your tickets, make sure you run and get those off of our website. We are just looking forward to another great year, a wonderful conference, and hope that you guys can make it. Thank you so much. Hope you guys got some more information from this podcast, and I look forward to seeing you guys in just 16 days for the Farmstead Forum Conference 2025. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Hey, thanks for listening. Join our Facebook group and follow us on Instagram for the latest updates. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and visit our website for upcoming events. For sponsorship opportunities, reach out to us through our website. See you next time.